asked why my feet still hurt even though I have arch supports. It's not hard to spend hundreds of dollars on arch supports. I personally have been in shoe stores that have tried to sell me $100 pair of sneakers and then the $30 arch supports when there was a different shoe that was cheaper and it was designed to control my pronation. And then there are professionals that will tell you the best thing to help your foot pain are custom orthotics, which are hundreds of dollars. Needless to say, it's a little bit confusing when you're talking with people about what type of shoe is good for your foot and how to best support your foot. Before this starts to sound like I'm against arch supports, mass-produced or custom, I'm not. I think there is a definite benefit to having the proper arch support, in particular, custom-made arch or orthotics or arch supports. They have the distinct benefit of being specifically designed for how your foot hits the ground, allowing you to make the most optimal accommodations for your foot structure and to reduce the stresses on your feet to stop your foot pain. But just like I wouldn't tell you to go and put on an ankle brace after you sprained your ankle and then expect everything to be okay, I'm not going to say that just putting arch supports on your feet will stop your foot pain or help your foot. There's a lot that goes into the structure of your foot and why it's not able to support the weight of your body during your favorite activities. If you're wondering why your feet still hurt, even though you have arch supports, this blog is right for you. I'm Dr. Molly. I'm with Your Goals Physical Therapy, and I help active adults end their aches and pains so that they can get back to walking, running, and lifting without foot pain. Now, let's go over a few things that will help you, or that cause foot pain, So first, you have ligament laxity. There are a lot of bones in your feet. In fact, there are 26 to be exact. And these bones are held together by ligaments, which are meant to be rigid enough to stabilize these 26 bones against all the forces from walking, running, or lifting. And unfortunately, these ligaments can be stretched out over time, which cause your foot to become more flexible, and then it's unable to absorb the forces from walking, running, and lifting. Overstretched ligaments are painful. They pull on the bone as they try to keep everything together, which can lead to bone spurs, tendinitis, or even dislocations. All right, the number 2 thing that can cause pain in your foot, muscle weakness. When your ligaments are too lax and not rigid enough to hold the bones together, then your muscles do overtime work. And unfortunately, it requires a lot of strength to hold 26 bones together. And this will lead to your muscles being overworked, which leads to them being swollen and painful to touch or painful to even use. Now, another issue that can cause pain in your foot, even with arch supports, are tight muscles. And I know that this sounds counterintuitive since I just said that your foot would be too flexible. However, as your foot becomes more flexible, your gastroc and your soleus become tight. And those are the muscles on the back of your leg. And they are no longer stretched with every step. So I want you to picture this. If you're putting the weight on your heel and moving it forward onto your toe for push-off, and instead what happens when you pronate or you have a very flexible foot is your foot will turn out and it'll stretch the foot and it will not stretch that gastroc and soleus. And that is the biggest reason why when you put on arch supports, you have foot pain. It's because the arch supports stiffen up this whole bottom part of your foot, and then now you have a tight tight ankle and a tight foot. And that combination makes it very painful to walk because everything just doesn't want to move. So that's very unfortunate. So now let's talk about your walking form. So your walking form is very important, right? When your ligaments are loose and your foot muscles are not strong enough to withstand the weight while you're walking or doing your activities, then your arches fall. So this thing drops it. And that causes your knee and your hip to roll in. Now, these can be minor alignment changes, but over time, that stress causes adds joint stress. And that goes from your ankle all the way up to your back. But since these things happen slowly over time, you're not going to notice until you have such significant pain that you cannot enjoy your favorite activities. Now, typically the location of the pain is in a bunion, plantar fasciitis, or your tight Achilles. And arch supports can definitely help all of these conditions. However, if you just support the arch, which takes the work of the ligaments out, without strengthening or stretching, or changing the way that you walk, then the arch supports will just cause a different type of pain. I've heard complaints from people that have custom or over-the-counter orthotics, or even just athletic shoes that have supports. And they feel as though they're walking on a ball in their foot. Their feet will swell at the end of the day, their feet ache, and that all starts right after they use the new arch supports. So let me tell you, here are 3 ways to prevent that reaction, feeling that pain. First, start off wearing your arch supports, even if it's just a shoe, 1 to 2 hours. And then you can increase that by an hour or 2, depending on if you have any negative effects like pain or swelling, whatever at the end of the day. The second thing you can do is when you first get the arch supports, depending on how significant your arch drop is, you might want to just do a mild change. So maybe you don't take it all the way up. And that way, your body has time to adapt to having an arch support. We don't like big changes. We like small changes. The third thing you can do is work with a physical therapist to help your foot strength and your flexibility. But also, you need to work on your knee and your hip flexibility and strength to help maximize the use of that orthotic. The holistic approach will help you recover fully, getting you back to your favorite activities without limitations. Now, if this is the type of care you're looking for and you're ready to start now, feel free to click the button below that says Ask about cost and availability. You'll fill out a quick form and I'll call you back, answer some questions, and get you started on your journey back to your favorite activities. But it happens. If you've already tried working with another professional and you didn't get the results that you were looking for, and you're skeptical that working with me would be any different, I completely understand. And I offer a free discovery session. This is a 20-minute session where you can ask me questions about your specific pain and concerns. This gives us time to meet face to face, and make sure that we're a good fit. I hope that you're having a good day, and until we have time to talk again, have a good one.